Number 360.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Ms. Jackson Lee of Texas. At the end of the bill, before the short title, insert the following section. The amounts otherwise provided by this act are revised by reducing the amount made available for Corps of Engineers civil investigations and increasing the amount made available for the same amount by $3 million.
Pursuant to House Resolution 743, the gentlelady from Texas and a member opposed. Each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Texas.
I thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Allow me again to thank Mr. Simpson, Ms. Captor for their work on this energy and water bill that is so very important, and as well to emphasize the importance of this legislation to many and all regions of the United States of America. My amendment speaks to the need for robust funding for the U.S. Army Corp of Engineers investigations account. Let me be very clear. It speaks to the general need of the robust funding of the investigations account, and it speaks to it in terminology of redirecting $3 million for increases funding for post-disaster watershed assessment studies like the one that is being contemplated for the Houston-Harris County metropolitan area. So it does this to emphasize the importance of the investigations account, not to single out a particular project, but for describing a project, which I will take time to do. I am pleased that H.R. 5055 provides $120 million for the investigations account. This is very important to the Army Corps of Engineers. As a federal agency that collects and studies basic information pertaining to river and harbor flood and storm damage, shore protection, aquatic ecosystem restoration, and conducts detailed studies, plans, and specifications for river and harbor and flood and storm damage reduction, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers plays a critical role in the building, maintaining, and expanding the most critical of the nation's infrastructure. We understand this very well in my home state of Texas and the 18th Congressional District. Over the last 2 years, Mr. Chairman, 2 years around the exact same time, we didn't have something called a hurricane. We had a heavy rain in May of 2015 and April of 2016. 2016 was 20 inches of rain, which was enormous. The damage was unbelievable. Let me cite for you the words from the Greater Houston Partnership that supports this amendment. The most telling statistic of all, based on the 7,021 calls the United Way of Greater Houston received, the 1,987 calls for food replacement, and the amount of money that was lost, $1.9 billion in damage during the weeks that followed the storm, which includes damages to homes, cars, schools, parks, churches, roadways, and other important items. This is what we faced in Houston, Texas. And so I am recounting that and indicating that we believe that this investigations account is so very important, and it will have the opportunity through a $3 million study to deal with the bios that are located in the larger Houston-Harris County area: Sims Bio, Greens Bio, Brays Bio, White Oak Bio, Hunting Bio, and Clear Creek Bio. Again, let me be very clear, as the Army Corps of Engineers works through their work-study program, this investigations account will be enormously important. We have also received a letter from members of the United States Congress supporting the study of all of the bayous in our community. We want to ensure that, again, that the account is robust to provide that possible opportunity. So let me indicate to my colleagues, again, the investigations account is $120 million. We rise to support it. We also rise to acknowledge the need for the utilization of those funds all over America, and certainly in Houston-Harris County, Texas, and the surrounding counties, which will help us through a study have a better pathway. How do we fix this? How do we not have this be Houston next year in 2017? So let me thank my colleagues. I reserve my time.
Gentlelady reserves. Who seeks time in opposition?
Mr. Chairman, I claim time in opposition, although I am not opposed to the amendment.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
First, let me assure my colleague that I understand her interest in addressing the flooding risks in her district in Houston. The fact that the fiscal year 2017 energy and water bill includes a total of $13.3 million above the budget request for flood and storm damage reduction studies. The bill also allows for several new studies to be initiated, and the Corps could choose a study of interest to the gentlelady as one of them. Since this amendment does not change the funding levels within the bill, I do not oppose the amendment and yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back.
Wait, before I yield back, let me yield to the gentlelady from Ohio.
Thank you.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. And I just wanted to put on the record that Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee has been absolutely unrelenting in her representation of Houston and of the serious situation that is faced there by the citizenry and leaders because of the flooding. What a tremendous voice you are for the people that you represent. There isn't a time that I see you in the elevators or walking around that you don't ask me about this bill and wanting to come down and amend to make sure that it's sensitive to the needs of Houston. So I just wanted to put that on the record, and I thank the gentleman for yielding.
Gentlelady yields back to the gentleman.
The balance of my time.
The gentleman yields the balance of his time. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Texas.
I thank the distinguished gentleman and the distinguished lady for their courtesies. I want the chairman to know that I've acknowledged in my written statement the funds that you have placed in the legislation, and I ask my colleagues to support this amendment as a very fine statement contributing to this bill to the people of the nation, but also the people of Texas and Houston. Thank you also very much. With that, I yield back my time asking for support of the Jackson Lee amendment.
The gentlelady yields back. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentlelady from Texas. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. For what purpose does the gentleman from